Alrighty. So, sorry guys, it took me so long to get this training out to you. I was updating the new agent packet. I was updated a whole lot, actually, revamped it completely. And now I feel like it's a little bit more comprehensive. So, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Sorry, I lost my place a little bit. And I'm going to try to go through this as quickly as possible. Okay, so when you become a new agent with FES, you want to make sure you do these steps. Even if you're an old agent, you want to check back behind yourself and make sure these steps have been done. Okay, first you want to get connected. I'm going to add you to all of our Facebook pages and group chats. You want to stay connected to our team daily through Facebook. You want to also visit this website, www.feslaunch.com. The password is freedom. You want to watch all 3 videos and access the launch document. This is the most important website to plug into as a brand new agent. You're also going to visit successwithfes.com and momentumsociety.com. On Success with FES, you'll see some training videos, and you want to make sure that you're taking notes and implementing those strategies immediately. On momentumsociety.net, you'll be able to register for the membership portal, and you'll be able to also download all of your business related documents. Okay, make sure you stay connected to all 3 of those websites. Next, you want to opt in to receive timely text messages. Okay, so you want to get updates and reminders on nightly overview calls, upcoming agent trainings, and a lot more. So you're going to text FES to 89800. The next thing you want to do is you want to activate your FES protection plan services. I'm sorry, this is a mistake. UCES protection plan services. So you want to use your login information, which is your email and your last 4 digits of your social security number, and you want to log into your UCES account and access your protection plan membership. Be sure to activate all of your services, which is your credit restoration, credit monitoring, and identity theft protection. And you also want to get acclimated with navigating the site. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to minimize my screen and go to the internet. And this is my UCES protection plan membership. So pretty much I'm going to sign in. This is my email, my last 4 of my social, sign in. I'm going to access the protection plan. All of my services are already activated, okay? But you want to make sure you activate yours. The next thing you want to do is you want to go down to life insurance. And you want to make sure you submit your beneficiary form, okay? So you're going to be able to do that there. So that way you can start to activate your life insurance, okay? And then the next thing you want to do is actually log into your business back office, which is here. This is what it looks like when you log in. And this is a different login. You should have this in your email. You want to log in, and then you want to go ahead and set up your direct deposit. Go to commission, direct deposit, enroll, and set up your direct deposit there. Okay? So those are the things that you want to make sure that you have done. So again, get your life insurance, get paid correctly by setting up your direct deposit. And then lastly, you want to learn how to enroll your clients and your agents, okay? So of course, you can watch the videos that are on successwithfes.com, but I'm going to also show you how to access your enrollment links right now, okay? So let me minimize this, go back into my Safari, okay. Now, if I'm trying to enroll a client, I'm going to go to my UCES website and go to Enroll in Marketing. And here I'll see 3 different links that I can use. So one is for if they're enrolling with the 99 startup fee. The second one is if I'm giving them a $50 discount. And the third one is if I'm waiving their startup fee entirely and just letting them start for $89. Okay. So once you click on either of them, all you had to do is copy and paste the URL, and that's the link that you can either send to people to enroll, or you actually enroll them yourselves using that link. Okay. I think enrolling them yourselves is more effective. So that's pretty much how you access your enrollment links, okay? Now, the next thing I want to point your attention to is our 7-step success system. This system saves us a lot of time and energy by outlining the 7 things we need to do to successfully recruit and enroll agents, okay? So the very first thing you want to do is promote your business. You need to invite and market using the launch script, text message script, offline and online, and you also want to use the social media strategy and trial run. Okay, you want to also expose people to the information, allow people to see, hear, or experience the products and services, and leverage the marketing tools both offline and online. You want to get a response from people, which requires a follow-up appointment, like a 3-way call with your expert using closing scripts. You also want to enroll your clients using your website, your enrollment links that I just showed you. You want to get people started with the services, get them started right, whether they're a client or an agent. You want to get them started right, especially if they're an agent, because they need to be launched properly. And then you want to get trained. And if they're an agent, you want to get your agent trained, okay? So that's the 7-step system, simple and easy. The following documents are scheduling tools, that are going to help you establish a game plan for implementing the 7-step system. This tool, the first tool, will help you create an even life to business balance. That's something that's very hard to do. And the second tool is going to help you with scheduling your 3-way calls and your follow-ups. So as you can see, the first calendar, helps you plan out your 24 hours in a day. All right. You get 8 hours to work, 8 hours to sleep, and 8 hours to build your dreams. So you go ahead and use this to figure out how you're going to build your business into your daily life. The second tool here is your daily hourly planner, and this is what you're going to use to plan your 3-way calls and your follow-ups. Okay. The rest of the packet contains tips on how to pretty much get to your first goal. All right, so we're going to talk about your first goal, your launch and PBRs, also the art of inviting. You also want to tell your why in 1 minute. You want to learn how to edify, use the PS3 system. You need to learn the art of forum and understanding personality types, learn how to acquire leads, how to master 3-way calls, how to pre-enroll clients and agents, and also how to qualify your agent prospects, and of course, how to launch them properly. So, as an FES agent, your very first goal is field trainer. The best way to hit this goal, however, is to set yourself up for sales director. Now, usually we say aim for 2 agents and 3 customers, but I'm telling you guys to aim for 3 agents and 2 customers, because this is going to help you waive that $89 fee. It's also going to bring in $500 to $100 income for you, and it's going to also position you for sales director. Okay, so that way you're going to hit the title after senior field trainer quicker, a lot quicker, if you set yourself up like this from the jump. Okay, so again, 3 agents, 2 customers. Next is we're talking about the launch in the PBR document. Now, anytime you launch as a new agent or you launch a new agent, you want to use the launch document, okay? So the launch document covers a lot of different things. It allows you to determine your why. You want to list at least 3 reasons why you got started in a business. It allows you to plan your launch. Okay, you can plan either an in-home launch or an online virtual launch. I actually prefer that people set up both. Okay, but one or the other is fine depending on your situation. There's also an invite script that's going to help you figure out how you're going to invite those people to your launch. Then there's a box that you can put all of your important business information in so that you can, of course, remember it. There's another box that helps you plan your goals. There is a box that gives you your first Facebook post that you can put up. It says who needs to improve their financial situation. Comment I do below for more information, so you can post that, and then also use those leads to invite them to your launch. And then you also have agent support contact information. So, of course, you want to use that launch document to get yourself launched or to get your new agents launched. You or your new agent needs to be able to invite anywhere from 25 to 50 people. Okay. Some people say up to 500 people. But, to make it feasible, let's say 50. If you can invite more, that's great. The more, the merrier. But you need to have that many people on your PBR launch. You need to plan to have an in-home and an online launch, like I said. Even if you're in a different state, we can still set up an in-home launch for you, okay? You also want to invite people to both so that you can give people options. Everybody might not make it to the in-person or in-home launch, but they may be able to make it to that online launch. You want to use the invite script, but you want to make it your own, especially if you're reaching out to people that you talk to on a daily basis. So right here, it's just a 7-step system again, and also the new agent checklist. You can go over that at any time. Next, we're going to talk about how to tell your why in 1 minute. This template is going to help you pretty much plan out how you're going to tell your why in 1 minute. So you want to give a little bit of background information about yourself. Then you want to talk a little bit about a challenge or problem that you have been facing in your life. And then you want to talk about the solution, which is this business opportunity, FES, and or our services, UCES protection plan. And you want to talk about why or how those things have helped you. Okay. So this template is going to help you plan that out. And that is going to be your 1 minute why. Okay. You want to make sure you have this down pat because this is going to take you very far in your business. Another thing that you can do is create a keyword bank for your why. A lot of people just like to create like a bulleted list of words that they can use to remember their why. That's something good, but you also want to make sure you fill out this template because this is going to actually put everything in a sequential order, and it's going to really help you be more relatable as you're talking to people. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is how to edify. This is very important, and I wish I could. There we go. This is very important because this is what helps you assure your customer that you have a good rapport with not only your company, but with your business partners. Now, what we usually do is we do third-party exposures. Those are like three-way calls, things like that, right? So, because it's a third party exposure, you have to make sure that you are letting your prospect know that that third party person that they'll be talking to is credible. You have to make them seem credible. You have to make them seem like an expert. You have to make them seem knowledgeable. And you have to make it seem like you and that person have a great relationship, even if you don't know each other. Now, if you do know each other, it makes it even more easy to edify. But even if you don't know each other, you need to edify that person. That is going to be number one, the building blocks of your relationship, because you are going to continue to work with each other. So you might as well start off on a good note. And not only that, but that is also going to be the building block of your business, because the better you can edify, the more deals you're going to close. Okay, the more safe and secure your customer feels in your hands, the more deals you're going to close. The only way they're going to feel safe and comfortable in your hands is if they know that you have a good rapport with your company and your business partners. So, certain things that you can say to edify your expert, and you don't have to call them an expert. You can call them your business partner because you guys are on the same level. You work together, right? So, like, try not to say things like expert, upline, leader. You can call that person a leader, but don't tell the person that you're talking to that that person is your leader because that sounds a little off. Okay, so that's your business partner. Y'all are on the same level, but you can describe them as someone who is determined, committed, driven, passionate, excited, hardworking, knowledgeable, motivated, inspiring, a long term thinker. They see the opportunity, they're making it happen. They're a top producer, a leader, an award winner. They have a certain title. I'm not sure what MVA or MVS means, but I'll figure that out and get back to you guys. You can say that they are impactful, informative, educational, anything like that you want to say that makes that person look more credible. Okay. So a good way of doing that is to like pick five words that you can use to describe your the person who's doing your three-way call for you. Describe them, and then you want to turn those words into phrases. Okay, so some people might say, this person, like, say if you're edifying me, Akila is more excited, more committed, more determined than she's ever been. She's making it happen. She's getting more done in less time than she's ever had. You can say she went out in her first 30 days and got a promotion. They went out and got their first week sponsored two people in their business. They got out there and sponsored two business partners in their first week. Things like that. Just insert the person's name and turn those good words into good phrases, and that's how you edify. Okay. And the good thing about edification is you're going to be edified back. Your leader has to edify you back. That's the only way we show that there's good rapport. So if you edify your leader well, they're going to edify you well, and your customer is going to feel safe and secure. Okay. Another thing, when you're edifying your leader, never de-edify yourself. Never say, oh, this person knows more than me, or they've been doing it a lot longer than me, so they know more. You don't discredit yourself and then credit somebody else. Nah, I don't care how much longer that person has been in the business than you give yourself credit. So instead of saying they know more than me, you can say this person understands every aspect of the product. They know these products inside out. So I'm hooking them up with you because I know for sure they're going to get your questions answered. Instead of saying they know more than me, so I'm going to hit them up with you. No. Never de-edify yourself. You are a professional too, even if you're new. You have to have that posture. So never de-edify yourself. But yep, that's edification. That's it. But this is going to take you very far. So make sure if there's not anything that you take away from this training, take this away. This is a huge lesson. Edification. Never forget to edify, ever. Acquiring leads. So we have a PS3 system. We pique interest, we share information, and then we set up three-way calls. So when you pique interest, you're pretty much just engaging people in the services and opportunity without talking about it directly or without talking about it too much. Okay. So you do want to share posts about your business on social media, but you also want to add in some motivational quotes, some lifestyle posts, some selfies, some workouts, some food posts, things about your life. Nobody wants to see your business 24/7. That gets boring. You're not a billboard. You're a person. People want to see you as a person. Okay. You also want to share information. So if people are, say, asking you about your opportunity or your services, or they're commenting on the post that you do post about your business, okay, you want to share information with them, and you want to use the FES marketing tools only. You don't want to talk about your business. You don't want to spoil anything. You send them directly to some good information. Don't talk too much. Okay, don't do it. Then you want to set up a three-way call. Okay. This is where your expert or your upline or whatever is going to close the agent for you. Okay. Again, never refer to your upline as your upline, even though they are your upline. When you're talking to customers, they are your business partner. Okay. Nobody is superior to the other. We all work together. I just brought you in. That's the difference. Okay. Or, the agent that you brought in, you just brought them in. That's the only difference. But y'all work together. So keep that in mind. So again, peak interest, share information, set up 3-way calls. That's all you got to do. The other thing that's going to help you acquire leads is getting the art of form down pat. So form is pretty much a conversation pattern that's going to help you get to know your prospects and it's going to give you an advantage on knowing how to approach them. Okay, so with form, it's a very easy thing. It seems foreign to people because it's like people don't really have conversations like this. But then when you use it, it's like, oh, yes, they do. People really do have conversations like this. It's just that easy to use form. So a lot of times, form is used when you're in person and you're having a conversation with somebody. Sometimes these conversations happen naturally. Sometimes you have to initiate the conversation yourself. An easy way to initiate a conversation is just to give a compliment first or to offer a helping hand. That's another good way to initiate a conversation with somebody that you don't know in public. Next, you want to follow up with a question about either their family or where they're from. So you want to ask them a question about their family if it feels natural or if the circumstances, permit. Or if not, you want to ask them where they're from. That's another good question to ask somebody. Okay. They'll tell you a little bit about their family or where they're from. Then you want to follow up with asking them what do they do for a living. Ask them about their occupation. They'll probably tell you that when they start to tell you about their family and where they're from. But if not, still ask. Okay. Then you want to ask them what do they do for fun or on their free time. Again, they'll probably tell you this when they answer one of those other questions. But if not, ask. And once you get that information from them, you want to kind of leverage that information to deliver your message to them. Okay. So you want to always refer back to the things that stuck out to you about what they said about themselves. And then you want to tell them a little bit about yourselves. Lead in with your 1-minute why story. And then you also want to invite them to viewing information. Now, this is where you decide on whether or not you're going to invite them to view information about your services or the opportunity. That's up to you. Okay. But before you do that, you also need to figure out the personality type. So, understanding the importance of personality types will help you decipher who you should or shouldn't bring into your business as a business partner. Again, like I said, when you're using form, you're going to go ahead and figure out whether or not you want to expose them as an agent or a client. And here, when you're assessing the personality types, you're doing the same thing. Okay. So as you're using form, you're also trying to categorize the person. You want to size that person up to determine which personality type they have. All right. Approach them accordingly. So you have spring people who are spring they're good to have on your team. They're team oriented, they're cause and mission driven, meaning they're going to pretty much join the business because they like helping people out. They're warm and friendly, they're compassionate, they're good listeners, and they're caring. Okay. One thing you might have to look out for with spring personalities is they're oversensitive, they avoid confrontation, they're overly accommodating, which could be very hard when it comes time to closing deals. They're easily swayed, they're timid, and they're over sympathetic. So that's another thing that can come in, it can hinder how they close their deals. There's also summer. Okay, this person is not the best business partner, but I mean, they are appealing. So it's up to you. They use your discretion. This person is outgoing. They're very social. So they're going to have a huge market. That's an advantage. They're going to have a huge market since they're so social. They're dynamic and energetic. They're fun. They're visionary and they're people oriented. So they're going to have a huge market. That's a plus. But they could be very unorganized. They could be easily distracted. They probably overcommit and underdeliver. They're unrealistic, they're easily involved in drama, and they could be scattered. Okay, so you use your discretion when it comes to a summer personality. Okay. There's also fall. These are good people to bring into your business because they're organized, responsible, prepared, analytical, structured, and meticulous. One of their weaknesses is that they're slow to move to action. So they may not be the best in building the structure, but again, they may stick around. They may have longevity in your business because they're so analytical, right? So they also might overanalyze. They may appear unemotional or standoffish. They may be rigid, and they may be against change. Okay, so you use your discretion with fall, but again, there's some really good strengths that are going to be good for when you're building your empire. There's also winter traits. These people are extremely driven, goal oriented, competitive, money motivated, materialistic, and assertive. Their weaknesses are that they're harsh, cold, insensitive, self-centered, greedy, arrogant. The good thing about winter people is they help you build your organization fast, honey, because they get those results quickly. So again, those are the personality traits. You want to size people up as you're using form, categorize them in these in these categories, and figure out whether or not you want to pitch the business opportunity to them. Okay, like I said, there's something good about all of these character traits, but the key to figuring out which people you want in your organization is figuring out which one of these personality traits you can be categorized by. Okay, figure it out. If you a winner, you ain't gonna want to have no summers in your organization or a spring unless you like them. If you are a summer, you might not have an organization. Okay, if you are a spring, you're going to want to have winners in your organization because you ain't going to be bringing in the results quickly, but your winners will. Okay, if you are fall, you might want winters and springs or other falls. It depends. So the key to figuring out who you want to bring in your organization is figuring out where you belong and then learning how to categorize other people and also learning how to use form. Next, these are the call to action social media posts. I put 14 different posts that you can copy and paste and pretty much post on your social media to generate some leads. Now, the one thing I will say is you want to add emojis into all of your call to action posts. You want to have a lot of emojis because emojis bring attention. Okay, that's it. Another thing is if you want to add images like photos or videos, you can do that as well because those are also attention grabbers, right? But the call to action posts are going to get people commenting on your post. They're going to comment info or credit help or something, letting you know that they need your help. Once they comment on your post, you're going to reach out to them with your information. So the call to action post is you piquing the interest. And then when you private message them, that's you sharing that information. And in that private message conversation, you're also setting up a three-way call. So call to action post is a great PS3. It's a great way to use the PS3 system. So I put in 14 different posts. I'm not going to read them all off. Some are geared towards clients, some are geared towards agents, some are credit tips, some are tips about things that we learned in school or didn't learn, like financial literacy. They're all different types of posts, but there are 14 different ones, 2 weeks worth of call to action posts. Post one per day and you'll be good. And really, you can just keep repeating them. Um, you know, keep repeating them one per day. Keep the same 14 posts every 2 weeks. You're posting the same thing over and over again. This is a great way to get leads, easy way to get leads. Another good way to get leads is through tap rooting. So you can ask for shout outs. And a lot of people ask for shout outs after a three-way call, whether they close or not. They also ask for shout outs through private messenger and through call to action statuses. Okay. So let's say you are on a three-way call with someone who is trying to become a client, but they don't have the funds. You can say something like, we also have a youth charity program to where every time a client makes a payment of $89, we donate $2 to educate the youth and donate a scholarship and donate to scholarship money. You may know someone who appreciates what I do. Do you mind tagging me in a post? That person will say, sure. Okay, great. Here's what here's what I'll do for you. The first person that comments, I'll take $50 off your enrollment. That way you can save some money and get your credit repaired at the same time on whatever date. You know, you want to make sure that you share the post while they're on the phone and they post while you're on the phone. Okay. Sending a post. Attention credit bureaus are under fire for reporting inaccuracies and obsolete information. Take advantage now. This is a great time of year to remove your collections, inquiries, liens, student loans, bankruptcies, and late payments. Get your disputes in now. Doesn't matter if you owe the debt. Comment info below. My good friends, tag yourself. We'll get it done. You want to send this in a separate message. Post this. You will tag me and 40 other people. And the first person who comments, I have the system discount your enrollment for blank, however much of a discount you're given. Okay. So that's a good way of getting shout outs from a client who may not have the funds to get started. But like I said, whether you close that client or not, whether they have the funds to get started or not, you need to ask for shout outs. Okay. So even if you close a client and you get their sale, ask them to post the same exact message for you. It doesn't matter. After a three-way, always ask for a shout out. And another way that we tap root is through private message. So you can send private messages to people who you would like to give you shout outs. Okay. So it could be a family member, a friend, or just someone that you know who has a large following. Sometimes people get their shout outs for free, and sometimes people pay people who have a really big following for shout outs. If you can, it's a great idea to invest in shout outs. I know people who get comedians to shout things out for them on Instagram, and they get a lot of results from that, especially if the comedian has a big following. So you can say, hey, insert the person's name. I hope all is well. I know we don't really know each other that well, but I was wondering if you would mind tagging me in a post to your page for my financial advising business. I'm helping so many people get back on track financially, and I'm also offering a career opportunities. I would like to help some of your friends. If not, I completely understand. Also, if you have something you'd like me to advertise for you, I'd be happy to return the favor. So that script is more so geared towards people that maybe you don't know, but they have a big following. If it's your friend and family, you can also, customize the script and make it fit more so them, make it more personable. If it is someone who may charge you a fee, you may also add that in, ask them, what is your fee? Or do you have a fee? But this script right here is generally for people that have large followings that you would rather not pay. Okay, favor for favor, shout out for shout out. That's why you're saying, I'd be happy to advertise for you. Another way of getting shout outs is just to post another call to actions status, but this time you're asking people to give you a shout out. So you can say, to all my Facebook friends, I need your help. With your permission, I'd like for you to share a post on your timeline to help my business. I need you to help me spread the word about my credit repair business. This will help me reach my goals. I know that some of you may not be interested, and that's totally fine, but your friends might be. I'm trying to help as many people as possible, as I possibly can with my amazing services. If you would allow me to post on your wall, comment yes in the comments. Thank you for your continued support. So for all of the people who comment yes, you're going to either send them a post that's going to attract clients or a post that's going to attract agents. So the attention credit bureaus are under fire. That's a good one to post to attract clients. But this one you can use to attract agents. Who's open to work from home as a referral agent, paid through direct deposit, no background check, life insurance, build your own schedule, comment info, my good friend, make sure you tag yourself. We'll get with you ASAP. So you want to have the person copy and paste this to your status or timeline. You may also add an image or photo if you want and have them post that into the status. Make sure they tag your profile so that you can be notified when leads begin to comment on the post. Write your list of leads down in a notebook. Specify if they commented on an agent or a client post, and then contact them via DM, PM, or Messenger using the following follow-up/trial run script. So that script is coming in a little bit. Okay, you'll see that a little later on. But before I show you that script, I also want to teach you guys how to do trial runs. This is when you pre-launch your agent prospects and you also tap into their market. So the term trial run consists of you networking through other people for leads and possible, uh, I don't know what that's supposed to say, through their personal contacts, okay? And so pretty much you're tapping into someone else's market. The trial run of a prospective agent doesn't have, you want to do a trial run if the prospective agent doesn't have the funds to begin, okay? So of course you want to try to take a pre-app. I'll tell you guys how to do pre-apps in a little bit. But after the pre-app, this is what you want to say. We can pre-launch you by having you test the business out for 72 hours before investing. This will give you time to come up with the funds, and it will also help you build a pipeline of interested customers so that when you invest, you can make a return on your investment right away. Does that work for you? The client is going to say sure, or something to that effect. And you're going to say, okay, great. Here's what I'll do for you. I'll send you a post to share on your timeline, make it public, tag me, and tag 100 people in the post. I will send the post shortly. Okay. So again, you can send it to them while you're on over the phone, and you want to send them the attention credit bureaus are under fire post. Okay. And make the call to action, comment info below. So you're going to have the prospect, post that on their status. Is going to accumulate leads, and then you're going to have the prospect use the follow up shout out / trial run private message script to schedule the 3-way call. So this is the script I was talking about earlier. Okay. So this is the private message script that you or the people that you have on a trial run are going to use when it's time for you to respond to people who commented on either your shout out or the trial run. Okay. So, hey, insert the person's names. Thanks for inquiring or repairing your credit on whoever's post. Um, is there, or you can say my post, is there any specific goal you are trying to reach, like a new car, a house, or just negative items deleted? Then they're going to tell you. You're going to say, okay, that's doable. When are you available for a phone call? I'll get you contacted with more information on the program. I also need to ask you a few questions. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I also need to ask you a few questions because every credit situation is different. They'll say, okay. They'll tell you when they're available. Then you say, okay, I can schedule for whatever time, AM or PM. What's a good number for me to call? And they're going to give you their number and agree to the time or whatever. And you're going to say, okay, great, talk soon. Below is the information in this short video. You can watch this before or after we speak. So that's when you send them the marketing tool that we use for our clients. Okay. So this script is strictly for clients. The next script is for communicating with agents. And it's 2 options for communicating with agents because you can set up a 3-way call or you can invite them to the webinar. Okay. So first you want to say, hey, insert your name. Thanks for inquiring about working from home on whoever's post. Is there any specific goal you're trying to reach? Why do you want to work from home? Okay, that sounds good. When are you available for a phone call? I'll get you connected with more information on the program. Or you can say, okay, that sounds good. Will you be available tonight at 9 p.m.? I'd love to invite you to our company's webinar tonight. We'll be discussing more information on the opportunity. Next, you can say, okay, we'll schedule for whatever time. What's a good number for me to call? This is you setting up the 3-way. Or you can say, okay, I'll send you the link. Make sure you download the app called Zoom. It's free. And then you attach the link. So you're either setting up a 3-way call or inviting them to the webinar. If you set up the 3-way call, you're going to say, okay, great. Talk soon. Below is more information with a short video. You can watch this before or after. You can watch this before, not or after. Let me take that out. Before we speak. And you send them that video. Or if you invited them to the webinar, you already sent them a link, then 20 minutes before the webinar, you want to send out a reminder, hey, love, the webinar starts in 20 minutes. And then after the webinar is over, you want to say, hey, their name. Did you get a chance to listen in? And once they reply, you're going to say, great, I know you probably have a lot of questions. What's a good phone number for you? I can give you a call shortly. And then set up a 3-way call. Now, I'm just going to keep it funky with y'all. The best way to do it with agents is to just go ahead and set up the 3-way call and send them that Boss Credit Pages FVS opportunity link, because sometimes people don't get on the webinar. but someone might really want to get on the webinar. So how you invite them or what you invite them to is totally up to you and the circumstance. Okay. But I'm just going to keep it funky. I like the three-way calls better. Like if I do a call to action post about a webinar and people respond to that, then I'll send them the webinar link. But if not, I'd rather get you on the phone and I'd rather just give you that link directly. But again, it's up to you, the circumstance and what the person prefers. Another way to acquire leads is through belly to belly using form or going to networking events. So this is pretty self-explanatory, okay? You pretty much want to use form to form where you're out in public. You want to strike up conversations with strangers and expand your portfolio of prospective clients and agents. You want to have casual conversations and exchange contact information with your new prospect. One of the best ways to do this is to create a digital flyer that you keep on your phone. A lot of people use PicMonkey or Photoshop. It's up to you. You can make your own flyer, store it on your phone and your photos. And when you are going belly to belly, you want to ask that prospect for their phone number so that you can text them your digital flyer. Okay. Now, once you do that, you're going to have their contact information and they're going to have your business information, which is going to make it easier for you to follow up with them. Okay. You're going to follow up with them using the follow up script that we listed earlier. Another thing you want to do is attend weekly weekly network meetings. So a lot of people go on the app called Meetup and they find different networking events that are happening in their area and they go to them. When you go to them, you want to use Forum as you network. You also want to set up PBRs for yourself. And you want to invite the people that you're meeting at these networking events and meeting belly to belly to your PBRs. The best thing that you can do is set one day out of the week where you can do a PBR every week. Or even if you can't do it every week, every 2 weeks, do a PBR and invite the people that you're meeting belly to belly and at these events to those PBRs. It makes it easier for you. This is how you work offline. It makes it easier. It gives you a good offline working system. So another thing you want to do starting off is you want to really master your three-way calls. Three-way calls is easy. Step one, you want to learn how to edify using that edifying worksheet that I mentioned earlier. Okay. Next, you want to connect with a fellow credit expert. So you can connect with either myself, Andrea, or my sister, Amira. All of our phone numbers are there. Okay. Some of you guys will be learning how to do your own client calls. That way you don't even need to connect with a expert anymore because you'll be the expert. I want to try to get a lot of you guys trained on client calls. So we'll do a separate training for client calls specifically. Okay. But you want to also make sure that you contact your expert before you contact your prospect. That way you know for sure that we're available. Okay. The worst thing to do is to have a prospect on the phone and then you can't contact the leader. Don't do that. That makes you look scattered. You want to make sure that the leader is available and make everything smooth. Okay. Next, you want to edify your leader. This is extremely important because it helps the client trust the expert more, and it shows that you have a good rapport that we have a good rapport with each other. I'm sorry. Step 4, allow the credit expert to present the information. You just chill, let them do all the talking, you zip it, never interrupt them, ever. You let them take it away, okay? Let them close the call for you pretty much. And then they'll direct you as to whether you're going to go ahead and enroll that person or pre-enroll that person. So below is the pre-enrollment form, and this is what I was talking about. Now, pre-enrolling an agent or a client is when you pretty much take all of their information that you're going to need to get them started. That is their personal information and also their payment information. And you're also getting a date to where the system is going to process it, okay? So you want to use this form, collect all their information, and write the date that the system is going to process it on that form. Okay, keep track of your pre-apps because you are going to be the person who puts their information into the system on the date that they gave you. So make sure you have that together. Okay, but pretty much this is how you do it. you collect their information. So one tip that I will say with the pre-enrollment application is that you want to always ask for this client's social security number last. And you also want to be, truthful and explain to them why you need it, because that's how you're going to be able to do the hard pull of the credit, is using their social security number. So you need it. But I do say ask for that part last, because some people do get turned off when you ask for it first, and you just don't want to mess up the close. So go ahead and ask for that last. But that's pretty much you get all of their information. You ask them what they would like their information processed. Let them know that the system is processing it on their date. Don't tell them that you're going to process it on their date, because it might mess up the close. All right. But you know that that's what you're doing, and you make sure that you do it on time. If you don't do it on time, you messed up that sale for yourself. Okay. So really keep track of that date. Right. If you don't feel comfortable with pre-enrollments, don't take them. But I suggest you take them. Just get comfortable with it if you want your business to expand. Okay. But if you know you're irresponsible, if you're a summer, don't take nobody's personal information. I'm sorry. All right, so that's the pre-app. The last thing I want to talk about is qualifying your agent prospects. Now, we don't want anybody joining our business. We don't want everybody up in the business. So here's some qualifying questions that you can ask to see if people are good for you and your team, okay? So here's qualifying question number 1. So they were not total strangers. How about you tell me a little bit about yourself? What do you do for work and where do you live? Number 2. Okay, great. What do you like about it? Number 3. If there was one thing you can change about your job, what would it be? Number 4. Have you ever been self-employed or owned a home business before? Number 5. Are you thinking of replacing your income or just adding an additional income? Number 6. Now, what level of income are you accustomed to earning now on a monthly basis? Number 7. What kind of income are you looking to generate per month in the next 12 months? Number 8, do you have some capital set aside to start your own business? Number 9, now our company has quite a standard for the people we are looking for. There's a lot of work on our part in setting someone up in a home-based business successfully. So we're looking for people who are absolutely serious about building a business and making money from home. So insert the name. How serious are you about starting your home-based business? If they give you a good answer to this, they qualify. Okay. So tell me why you want to start your home-based business. What would be the main purpose? If they give you a good answer to that, that's another thing that lets you know they're qualified. Okay, great. Let me tell you about my company I work with. This is a financial literacy business. Okay, so this is when you're getting more into telling them about what you do in your company. All right. You can tell your 1-minute story, yada, yada, yada. Tell them about the service, how fast it works, what days, how many ways you get paid, things like that. You don't have to go into all of that, but you can. And then, of course, let them know that the company does all the legal work for you, yada, yada, yada. And depending on what the prospect says, if they're interested in learning more, you're going to either invite them to a webinar, a video overview, or a local event. Okay. So below is a follow-up script that you can use, just to follow up with these agents that you're qualifying. But I really wanted to go over those questions because those questions are going to help you, again, along with form and the personality traits. Those qualifying questions are also going to help you figure out whether or not people are good for your business. Okay. So that is pretty much how you qualify agents. That's in there. Below here is a video library that you guys can go on YouTube and check out some of these videos. I'm going to also email this packet to you guys so you can also have the packet for your own purposes. At the bottom is some policies and procedures and our compliance rules. You want to make sure you guys really read through this because this is telling you what our company wants you to do and doesn't want you to do as an agent. Okay, I got this directly from the FES website, so I make this part up. This part is directly from our company. So make sure you guys read over that on your own time. But that's pretty much it. Uh, yeah. See you guys later.